Suffolk Public Schools, located in Suffolk, Virginia, is a district of 21 schools, 4 high school specialty programs, and serves approximately 14,000 students, delivering excellence in K-12 public education for the past 70 years and beyond. Building the best SPS ensures that all students are equipped with the skills to succeed as productive citizens in a local, national, and global society. What's up, Suffolk? Welcome to STARCast, our new Suffolk Public Schools podcasting series, where we'll bring you the new, now, and what's happening in SPS. We'll share top news stories in our division and hear conversations from teachers, students, and staff discussing how innovation and our dynamic learning environment impact our students and school community. Listen in while we talk to leaders who are changing education for the better. Buckle up for episode 1 of SPS STARCast. Today we have joining with us, ladies, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Absolutely. Welcome, Suffolk Stars. I am Lori White, the proud principal of Northern Shores Elementary School.
And I'm Veronica Peak. I'm one of our 5th grade teachers.
Awesome. Well, we are so glad to have both of you here with us today. And Northern Shores has quite an achievement to celebrate. Is that correct?
We do. We like to celebrate every day, but we were recently awarded the National Blue Ribbon Award status as a School of Excellence, actually. A very prestigious award. We were one in 325 nationwide to receive this honor.
Awesome. And that honor was awarded to you by the U.S. Department of Education.
Yes, ma'am, the U.S. Department of Ed. It was actually quite a surprise for us when we got the initial phone call about it.
So how'd you find out?
Actually, last late winter, early spring, I received a phone call, and honestly, I thought I was being pranked. I reached out to Dr. Gordon, actually, and asked him if this was a joke because I had received a phone call from a number that I couldn't trace, but I was looking up the woman's name who actually works for the Virginia Department of Education, and she called and offered us the opportunity to apply for this national status. The Virginia Department of Ed, I believe, had screened multiple schools throughout the state of Virginia looking for schools of excellence in their SOL scores and learning and growth areas. And they identified us and sent us an invitation to apply.
Wonderful. That is absolutely amazing. And from my understanding, Northern Shores Elementary is one of 2 schools in Hampton Roads to receive this recognition.
Yes, ma'am. One of only 2. And both of us were awarded, yes.
Yes, absolutely wonderful. So what does this mean for your students and for your staff?
Well, for the staff, it definitely means that we're being recognized for the hard work that we feel like we're putting in. I think especially in today's day and age, teachers feel, they kind of feel like they're under a microscope. We live in a digital virtual world. Parents can see and hear and comment on everything we're doing. And so here at Northern Shores, having this kind of recognition, especially for achievement gaps and growth and data, it gives us validation. It gives the kids validation. They can see the hard work they're putting in. As a 5th grade teacher, some of my kids, have been here since kindergarten. And so they're part of that group that was used for data tracking 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade scores and things like that. So
I was going to say that's the word that pops into my head is validation. Mm-hmm. We always talk about our why here, and our why, we're all about learning and growth at Northern Shores, and this was absolutely validation that our teachers and our students in our community are putting in the work and getting the results we're looking for. I tell people all the time, we in the education industry, I guess, we have the most valuable products of any business, and that's people. We develop people. And I think our staff here at Northern Shores and our parents and our community is doing a fantastic job of just that.
Wonderful. So now that we have this amazing achievement, where do we go from here?
I think we definitely need to continue focusing on growth. That's kind of a big thing. If you were to talk to any of the students in my classroom, I'm a big proponent of growth mindset and focusing on that yet. We haven't gotten there yet. I do happen to teach a rather diverse group of students, and so there are lots of ability levels in my classroom. So knowing that we can reach something like this at all ability levels and keep working towards even greater achievements, I think is what we really need to focus on in the coming years.
Absolutely. I'd say we just keep putting one foot in front of the other. We do a lot of goal setting around here as well. And as we all know, once you reach one goal, you set that goal up a little bit higher, a little bit further, and we continue to work to that next goal.
Now, I know recently Northern Shores also invited legislators to your building.
We did just last week. They came for a wonderful breakfast. They had an opportunity to walk around. We have almost 800 scholars here in our building, and they had an opportunity to see them in action, as well as our teaching staff.
So what was the goal of the event?
The goal of the event was to showcase our students and our staff. We have a phenomenal group of folks in this building. And as I mentioned a minute ago, we have about 800 kiddos here. But when you walk into our building, it just has a really small family feel to it. I don't think some people realize some of the difficulties and challenges that we have to deal with just logistically with the size. So I think they got to see a little bit of that, but also with that to see how amazingly creative our staff and our teachers are in dealing with any concerns that they have.
Awesome, awesome. Now, you mentioned some of the challenges that the school building has, and I can only imagine with some of those logistical challenges on top of the COVID challenges that your staff really had it hard last year being entirely virtual, and the beginning of this year just in kind of getting students acclimated to being in the building and to still pull off becoming a blue ribbon school.
Absolutely. They're blue ribbon folks. I mean, what can I say? I think this place is successful. It's because of the people, because they do whatever it takes to get the job done. And that's the learning and growth of our kids on a day-to-day. 100%, we are doing things every single day that we never thought we would do in our lifetimes. We literally are creating history. But the creativity and the commitment, we value our 3 C's here. Commitment, community, and collaboration is what we say repeatedly, and that's what it takes each and every day, and they get it done.
We try very hard to get it done. Some days we feel like we accomplish more than others, but it has definitely been an adjustment coming back, in what has been a pretty unique situation. Like you said, we started last school year completely virtual. By March, we were hybrid, so we had about half of I know for 5th grade, our kids were split halfway down the middle. We had literally half of our population wanted to stay come hybrid, half wanted to stay virtual. And so we had larger numbers than a lot of other grade levels. We had more teachers here in person. And I think that kind of helped us prepare for coming back this year with similar mitigation strategies in place, the spacing, the mask wearing, things like that. But it has been an adjustment for some students who've been out of the classroom for 18 months.
I would say also Miss Peak, she's giggling at me because she knows, we just love her too. But she is a reading specialist. I don't think she gives herself enough credit sometimes for how amazing she really is. And this is a teacher sitting next to me, and this is a perfect exemplar of our building. Miss P comes to me almost every summer waving her arms and telling me to please give her the inclusion classroom because she loves those babies in the classroom, and that is her passion in her heart. But one of the things she does a beautiful job of, she's in a mobile unit, and she's got 25 kids on her roster, so it's a little tough. But we know that small group instruction is incredibly powerful. Mm-hmm. So she's very creative. I'm going to put her on the spot, and I'm going to let her talk about that for just a second on how she manages to give each child that individual attention that they really need in that classroom.
It takes a lot of routine setting, and really starting from early on in the school year. I'm blessed to have a full-time co-teacher this year. My SPED teacher is with me all day, every day, which is beautiful. It's not always been that way, but it does help us get that small group instruction done. So we do 4 rotations. The kids know the routine. They come through each rotation. I see every one of my groups every time we meet, which helps. In fact, our legislator friends got to see that last week. Ms. White brought everybody out to my mobile unit.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It was interesting. The kids' ears all perked up. They were like, who are all those people? And I was like, just keep doing your stuff. It's cool. But we do. That small group instruction is very important. And I think that's a big part of how we got this designation as a blue ribbon school, because a lot of that tied into closing achievement gaps and that growth of student progress. And that comes from that small group instruction. So the students know they're being heard and they're able to learn at their levels, which is what they need.
Nice. And I know some of those legislators that you mentioned who stopped by for the visit included our city mayor, Mike Duman.
To be honest with you, I was in the middle of a rotation when everybody came in. So I honestly, other than Dr. Gordon, because he stopped and talked with the kids who were with me at my table, I really don't know who all was in the room. But I hope they got a glimpse to see kind of what we have going on, because I know some of the people who were here have students enrolled at SPS. Some of them have students who graduated from SPS. I've been here since 2008, and the way we do things has changed a lot, even in the last 14 years. And I know from the parent side of things, the stuff going on here at Northern Shores is exactly what I want my children involved in. So.
Absolutely. And what would you tell a parent moving into Suffolk?
Oh, goodness. I would definitely say to, call the school and see if you can talk with the staff. I actually have a friend who's looking to move into Suffolk, and she was asking me, she's like, well, what kinds of things are going on there? And I said, well, you name it, it's probably going on. I said, but what a lot of people don't realize is, like Ms. White was saying, I'm a classroom teacher. I teach 5th grade. I teach all subjects. For many years, I only taught reading, writing, and history. So that's kind of my bread and butter. When I got my master's, I went to be a reading specialist, but my heart is in the classroom. So I didn't leave teaching to be a reading specialist, but I take what I learned there and apply it. And we have so many staff members here with degrees that they are utilizing without even knowing it. Wow. And it's not just degrees, but life experience. We have former military on staff. We have retired teachers who come back to either sub or TA or, there's just so much experience here that is applied to a child's everyday learning that parents don't even realize is going on.
Wow. And touching on military, I know you all, well, just being in Hampton Roads, period, being in such a heavily populated military community, what percentage of students at Northern Shores are or have military parents?
So we have around 200 students that are military connected in our building. So that's about 25%. But because of that, what is really amazing as well, in 2018, we also received the Purple Star designation from the Virginia Department of Ed for our work with the military community and students. As you know, those students are highly mobile. I believe they move on average every 2 to 3 years. That's an incredible transition for kids. So before I got here, actually, Mrs. Eyring is one of our guidance counselors who implemented the Anchored for Life program. So we actually have an on-site program that helps support our students. But what's phenomenal about it is it also partners students who are non-military with military students so that they can gain a really strong understanding of the impacts of being a military family, but also all of the amazing takeaways of what it means to be a part of a military family. In addition to that, because of our high percentage of military families, we also have a full-time military liaison on site. Miss Sprinkle is her name, and she is phenomenal. Matter of fact, if you guys walk out, we did a survey. November is the month of the military family. So because we can't have them come in as we normally do, we sent a survey out to our families to collect all the places across the globe that they have lived and been. And we also collected a variety of quotes and some of their best memories. So there's actually a display out here. She ended up doing a dolphin wordle.
She did.
It's really cute. All of the places that our children and families have been. So she's a phenomenal asset and support to our school as well.
Wow. So your staff here at Northern Shores is really rocking and rolling.
We try every single day.
Yes. And you're certainly examples of what it means to truly build the best SPS. And that's one of the sayings that our superintendent, Dr. Gordon, really sticks by. And you all are surely on your way to helping us do just that.
Well, thank you. It takes a village as well. That's one thing that we always talk about. It's that commitment of the community and the collaboration of all. We have a ton of support from central office, whether it's specialists or supervisors or directors that provide support. We have colleagues across the division that we make phone calls to and brainstorm with. So it really is not only an honor for Northern Shores Elementary, but really the broader Suffolk Public Schools division is what it's a reflection of. So thank you. And thank you all for your support as well.
Absolutely. Well, we certainly appreciate your time today, ladies. Thank you to those listening out there to our first ever SPS Suffolk Public Schools podcast series. Stay tuned for episode 2.